Hey, Ryan, Jason with Motor Racing Network. You growing up, obviously, with the family in Sharon Speedway, now that you are part of that tradition and that heritage there, it goes back to your grandfather and Lou, and of course your dad and your uncle too as well. How important is it for you, A, to continue and be a part of that legacy, and what do you expect now as being a part owner of a racetrack?
Yeah, that was really exciting. I was happy to, finally, one, get that out there and finally get the deal done and signed. Dad's owned that place since '02. Been a part owner with some great guys that he's known for a long time that were friends with him and my grandfather growing up. And then when it became time and opening, kind of came to me, I really jumped on the opportunity very quickly because I didn't know what would happen to the place if, we didn't come in and, help Dad out and become a part owner. And I didn't want to see it go away because that place means a lot to my family. Dad grew up 5 miles down the road from that place. And I grew up there many times as a kid, of whether it was selling programs or answering phones. Even then, I didn't know what to say on the phone. I just answered it and hand it to my mom. And but I always answered the phone. And so I think we have some really neat things planned. It's always like, how do you keep up with the times, but also keeping your racetrack traditional? Dad and them, they have a great relationship with Dirt Vision at that place. So it's nice to have live streams of that racetrack. And, it's how do you get more cars, obviously, right? How do you bring more people in, and how do you increase purses? I feel like that's a really big thing, especially at the local track level, is how do you get the purses up for people to come want to race, on a week-to-week basis. So that's kind of the top of my list right now, is like, how can we get the purses up? And then your car count's going to go up, and then your racing's going to get great, and then your people's going to come. So it's exciting. I never thought of myself being a track owner when I was a kid at all, but the opportunity was too good not to do it, and couldn't think of. Honestly, I wouldn't own any other track around the world other than Sharon Speedway. So cool to be partners with Dad in it, and so we'll see where it goes. He's supposed to be racing up there with Dale this weekend, and we'll see if the weather clears up. But so it'll be a fun time.
Dale McFadden, friendstretch.com. First, as a track co-owner, what will be your regular duties as a co-owner?
Write checks. I don't know. Isn't that what track owners do? I think number one, like, it's always right. What people do you have there? How is your staff? Whether they're concessions, the track workers, the prep guys. How is that crew looking like? We have a great group of people there that's been there for a long time. Just trying to keep them straight. How do you? Another one really is what's the fan experience look like? They have to come there and have a good time as well as see a race, So how do you make that, whether it's affordable to them to come out on the ticket side and the concession side? Neat things to do around the racetrack, right? Like, these dirt tracks don't have a lot to do at them, right? You have these speedways, things like that. They're huge. You have, hospitality areas and stuff like that, right? The local dirt tracks don't really have that. So how can you kind of make up plans of doing that? We've been brainstorming some stuff. And how do you put on good shows, right? And how do you make the Outlaws and the All-Stars and High Limits guys want to come out there for big races and big events? And, the Lou Blaney Memorial is the big race that we have, and how do you draw even more cars to it? How do you make it a race like, the Brad Doty race or, Kings Royal, something like that? How do you try to get it up into that echelon of races that are kind of prestigious? So there's a lot of different things. Forgive me, I'm a little new at it, but we're always brainstorming ideas, but those are kind of the top list is the fan experience, making it better for the competitor to come out, to afford to be able to come out and make sure the racing is good. So.